The Song of the Helix, a chronicle of the 432nd frequency. In the beginning, before there was matter, there was only the resonance. The great void did not merely exist, it hummed. It vibrated at a precise, golden frequency, 432 hertz. The math was simple, yet divine. 4 plus 3 plus 2 equals 9. The number of completion, the number of the threshold. From this sonic womb, the architect began to weave this symphony of man. The song required a vessel, a ladder upon which the spirit could descend into form. And so, the architect spun the double helix, the great twisting ladder of life, composing the body of man through 4 great alchemical movements. The first movement, the spark of Aries, adenine. The music began with a sharp, fiery staccato. Adenine, from the silence. The vibration coalesced into the sign of the ram, Aries. This was the ignition, the cardinal fire. The architect drew the symbol of the uterus and the stars and whispered the first commandment from the womb. It was not yet a body, but the idea of a body. It was the sheer, thrusting force of existence, the head of the battering ram pushing through the veil of non-existence. The DNA strand twisted for the first time, locking in the potential for will and identity. The second movement, the earth of Taurus, thymine. The vibration slowed, growing heavy and rich. The fire cooled into the molten rock of thymine. Here, under the sign of the bull, Taurus, the spirit grew legs to stand upon the soil. The architect etched the Tau, the ancient cross of matter. The command echoed through the helix. K-Man. This was the solidification. The ephemeral spark of Aries was captured in the clay of Taurus. The sound was no longer just a hum. It was a heartbeat. The intangible had become tangible, rooted, and strong. The spirit now had a container. The third movement, the mirror of Gemini, Guanyin. But a solitary being is static. To create life, there must be movement, interaction, and reflection. The architect struck the chord of Guanyin, and the universe split in two. Under the sign of Gemini, the twins, the single strand found its partner. The helix tightened. The duality of existence was born. The XX and the XY, the light and the shadow, the micro and the macro. The architect looked upon the dividing cells and the twisting strands and declared, that multiplied. Man was no longer just a rock. He was a mind. He was a reflection of the stars above. As the DNA spiraled, it became a hall of mirrors, creating the infinite variations of the self. The fourth movement, the ocean of Cancer, cytosine. To bind the fire, the earth, and the air, the architect needed water. The final base was poured, cytosine, under the shell of the crab. Cancer, the great emotional waters flowed in to fill the gaps. The symbol of the 69 appeared, the great spiraling vortex of the yin and yang. The architect whispered the final truth, and in man is all, as well in man is balance. Here, the duality of Gemini was resolved into harmony. The oscillating waves of the masculine and feminine energies stabilized. The vessel was complete. The coda, the symphony of life. The helix was finished, but it needed to be played. The great caduceus rose up the spine of the new creation, a central pillar flanked by the sun and the moon, fire and water, the alchemical triangles. The energy coiled upward, turning the DNA into a musical score. The frequency returned to the beginning, 432 hertz. The symphony of life began to play through the blood and bone of the new creation. The notes rode the arrows of the wave, rising and falling in perfect rhythm. The man opened his eyes. He was not just flesh, he was a song made visible. He was the harmony of the stars, the math of the number 9, and the flow of the river of time, all captured in the twisting, beautiful ladder of his own design. The work is complete.